record the meeting, so we can republish anything useful. Um, it's but it might happen. You never know. Yeah, Andy's laughing at me.
Yeah,
Okay,
get the occasional nugget.
so welcome to AI, the cool stuff, and on this meeting we're just going to be sort of demoing a few good things. We are going to go back to some sort of basics like ChatGPT and Perplexity, because Tanya and Genevieve are new. Do you use AI at all, ladies?
We try.
You try? Okay, good, good. Hopefully you can pick up a bit of extra
Yes, thank
extra
you.
information and extra tips that will make you more productive, which is the whole idea, I guess. So we'll quickly go around the room. If you want to quickly introduce yourself, but then we'll do that to start with. So Steffi.
I'm Steffi Lewis, 32-year veteran web developer, founder and creator of Your PCM, the CRM designed exclusively for small business owners. That's not the key phrase I'm using anymore, but it just fell out of my mouth. I use AI all day, every day, because I code with it and I absolutely love it, and it's going to save the world.
Good, good, good. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Just give us a brief thing about how you use AI. Dave, I think you were next to me, or was it Jane? I don't know. Dave, go on.
Thank you. I'm Dave Caudle. I'm a career coach. I am owning the Career Mountaineer now. I take people and help them navigate their career, go to where they want to go to in their career. And I've just relaunched the Career Base Camp. We've got a nice little community of people taking their career expeditions and going to the jobs they really love doing.
Perfect. Jane.
I love that, the career mountaineer. That's pretty nifty, actually. So, Jane Chakravorty. We do IT for small and medium-sized business with a strong focus on Linux and open source. And I absolutely love AI. I use it for pretty much everything. I can hardly write my name without asking it, how do I write my name? But it's for recipes, for trying to sort out completely, very confusing messages you might get, particularly when perhaps English is not somebody's first language, and you get a bunch of questions and you're trying to provide them with licenses. And AI, particularly using more than one model, it can be so good in so many ways. And now I've just got myself a iPhone 16, and it's got its own little AI on it. But you've probably heard about the controversy about it does hallucinate. That's the thing. You can't believe everything it tells you.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
They all do from time to time, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Hallucinate is where it doesn't really know the answer, so it makes stuff up.
Yeah.
It used to be really bad, and if you asked it about something, it could be anything, Henry VIII or something, and it would just start making stuff up about his life, because it didn't know the answer. So it thought, and then you ask it, you say, well, that isn't true. Why did you say that? It said, well, I didn't really know the answer, so I thought I'd better say something.
Yeah. It's quite endearing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bless.
Tanya.
Hi, I'm Tanya. I'm a teacher who started my own tutoring business. It's fairly new. I teach English to primary students from reception to year six in the Pearly area, though I probably will go online at some point in a few months. I use AI, only discovered it recently and mostly use it for content. So to help me with content on social media.
Yeah, yeah, that's perfectly. Yeah, yeah. Which AI?
ChatGPT. It's
ChatGPT.
the only one that I know.
Yeah, it's perfect. I'll show you a couple of extra ones. And Genevieve.
So I'm also in education. I specialize in special educational needs. And I've just, as well as Tanya, who's my sister, recently started a business being a consultant and creating digital resources. And I also mainly use ChatGPT, but have been exploring. I do a lot of my content is video. I love the process of creating a message where the images portray the deeper meaning of it. So your text might say something, but your video says so much more. But I cannot afford to buy the subscriptions, the expensive things that are out there. And I've been trying to explore, but everything just like I keep feeling like I'm coming against brick walls that don't let me in to the cool stuff, as you call your session. So yeah, I'd love to learn more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, doing there are, most things are subscription ones, especially sort of videos and things like that. But it's there is stuff on the horizon that may help you out with well, we've been waiting for, well, Sora is out, but
We can't have it.
we can't have it. No. That is, Sora is ChatGPT's version of it. So you may be able to just pay as you go if or you can use have a subscription again, but it won't be hundreds. It'll be like sort of 20 quid a month or something, So it'll be.
And can I just say, like, so the thing is, if it was something that I knew I could trust and it would do the job that I wanted it to do, then
Yeah.
I'd happily pay a small amount, a subscription or whatever. I just don't know because there's so many millions out there. It's
Yeah.
hard to, sift through it all.
Yeah, there is, but a lot of them are sort of overlays to existing. Like you'll find hundreds of products and websites out there. They're all using ChatGPT, essentially OpenAI's API, to produce certain facilities, if you like, for people that they sell. So sometimes you can get the same thing cheaper or for free just by going direct. But it's because there are GPTs as well on ChatGPT. We'll explain that later. Andy.
Yeah, Andy, Web Success Insights. I spend most of my life helping people understand why their websites aren't working and what to do about it. From the AI side of things, interesting what you said there, Genevieve. Yeah, I've got send kids, some younger, some older, who are now homeschooled and use AI quite a bit to actually get the assets that I think are a match for them rather than what the archaic curriculum system does to kids. So that's quite useful from that point of view. I also use it. I have an ongoing argument with ChatGPT, and my standard response now for everything I ask it, let's say, for example, I'm asking for a list of counties or towns and the counties or whatever it is, I just have a copy paste. Are you sure you've got them all? And then it comes back and admits it's a liar and gives you the rest of the things that it first. So that is a very, it seems to work for most things when you use that after everything you ask for, which is quite handy.
Yeah.
What I've been getting excited about recently, talking about Sora, signed up for VO2, the Google version of that sort of stuff. Just try and get on a beta list. That would be nice, wouldn't it? For the video stuff. And been playing a lot with Notebook LM, which is obviously free and can do a hell of a lot within that.
Sorry, Andy, what was it? What?
It's Google thing. Notebook LM. Short version of it. You want to research a particular topic. You want to crunch a lot of videos. You want to crunch a load of documents, website pages, stuff like that into a notebook. You put all the content in there. You ask it questions. It will even create a podcast out of it, of that stuff as well, and it's all free.
Wow.
Did you say that's a Google? I haven't.
Google Notebook LM. Oh, Dave, you'll have fun with that one. If you want, to do a simple thing, like I did personality tests over Christmas period, and I knew what my personality was, work and home. You see it in text format. I basically did a few free online tests, put them into Notebook LM, a few other resources and stuff, and asked it to summarize everything about me, but also to give me a podcast. And when you hear the podcast of two people talking about you and your personality, it just resonates a lot more. It sinks in a lot more than it does just in text form. But again, it's completely free.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like a cloud-based version of Copilot. Or
It is
Oh.
effectively, and it doesn't, supposedly it doesn't put the stuff you put in there back up to Google for them to do stuff with, supposedly.
Really? Wow,
I don't
that's a
believe that for a
breakthrough.
minute. I don't believe that for a minute.
Uh,
Google are right.
Yeah, it's been around for a little while, but I hadn't had a chance to play with it until over the Christmas period. But
No.
yeah, if for that deep research stuff like your stuff you use Claude for and stuff like that, very good.
Mm.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just got it's just online, isn't it? So or is it an
Yeah, just online. Yeah.
app? Yeah.
Because because there are sort of AIs that will specialize in creating educational courses, that you could just that you could get money for people signing up on the website, so you don't actually have to take the courses personally.
Mm,
You
yeah.
can be there as a point of reference, but it will actually create the course for you.
Mm.
Yes.
And that thing, the Notebook LM, for example, you can ask it has standard things. It'll say whatever you've asked it for. You just click a button and come up with FAQs or a study guide and things like that, just based on the content that you've asked it to look at.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, because
Do
in
you,
theory, I mean,
do you
I
mind
was
me, sorry, do you mind me asking what are the copyright issues if you use content that you're going to sell?
none.
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 If anything you create on AI is your copyright, is yours.
You
If
have
it's
copyright in it.
images,
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think
Images.
where you've got to be a little bit careful is, let's say, for example, there's a book you want to study and you can't be asked to read the whole thing. And you go to AI and say, right, you talk about yourself. How do you interpret the learnings from this book into a plan for me? If you started regurgitating excerpts from that book in what you did, might be dodgy ground. But obviously, you're not going to do that, are you?
okay.
So it is obviously authors and things like that are not overly not doing cartwheels at that prospect, but
No.
it is sort of it is, yeah, completely copyright. Anything you generate on any AI, as far as I'm aware, unless they're, like I say, as Andy said, unless they're quotes.
I mean, going back to Genevieve, with the send stuff, there's a lot of fuss at the moment about the government are trying to basically pull these kids back into some sort of organisation instead of the homeschooling stuff. And you've got all these groups out there saying complain to MP, and all this rubbish, which doesn't actually do anything. When the logical thing is to use things like Notebook LM, take every bit of resource you've possibly got out there, pull everything together in one thing, boil it down to what you understand, and then get a lawyer to actually go at the government. That's the way to do it.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. And you can quote from books. I mean, as long as you fully attribute it, you can't publish the whole book and say this was written by, and then just quote the whole
Me.
thing. But if you take excerpts out and you attribute them, then it's generally accepted that you're not infringing the copyright in those cases. So I mean, it's because if it's a minor part of the actual output. So good. So, and who spoke about? Oh, Andy spoke about personalities as well. With ChatGPT, when you're creating, because it's not part of what I was going to talk about, but on ChatGPT, when you're creating content, if you tell it your personality type, it can be, sometimes it's quite scary how like you it is. If you go to a website called 16personalities.com, it's free, totally free. You can do a questionnaire, and that will assess your personality. It's your Myers-Briggs, which is an industry accepted measure of someone's personality. And and you can then, it'll give you a code. If you then use that code in ChatGPT, say my personality type is
In J.
and yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's
But you also have to say, please make no mention of my Myers-Briggs personality term, because it will try to write in as an int J.
yeah.
So
Inf J,
I
is
had to
that
add that.
your? I'm Inf J as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's amazing, isn't it? Okay. So what was I going to do first? Okay. Now a lot of us have started also using Perplexity as a search engine rather than Google, because it's well, it's just better. It's if you go to perplexity.ai, let me just show you if I can get my. Oh, hang on, I'm going to share my screen, and I want to show you this and all. This I was on. I subscribed to Google, so I had these. This and if anyone's as old as me and remembers Sweet from the 70s, they've kind of changed.
Just a little bit.
The slim guy, the slim guy with the blonde hair on the left. He seems to have. I mean, it is 50 years, so it's a bit unfair to take the piss, but I mean, it's.
That really is sweet. Yeah, I can see actually. Only
Yeah,
from the guy on the left, the one that's,
yeah,
just slightly
yeah.
rounder than he was.
Did he eat one of the other band members?
I think you might have done. So you've
Yeah.
got the two guys in the middle seem to have aged a bit more gracefully. I mean, I don't know what's going on with that nylon wig on the guy on the right.
I know.
I used
They're
to,
quite
yeah.
lustrous locks, aren't they?
And I thought, oh, that's a bit scary. But I'm not here to talk about Sweet.
Ah, bless them. I hope they're doing okay on their royalties now.
Well, they just brought out a new album, you know. So I
Have
don't.
they? Good
Yeah.
gosh.
I haven't heard it, but I mean, I
No.
may listen to it. I don't know. It's I imagine they've changed. So this is Perplexity. So you go to perplexity.ai, and anything you would have keyed into Google, you just key into here. It's fast. It's faster in Google and more accurate. And what if you're producing output uh, on ChatGPT, for instance, if you're creating your social media posts, and it contains information that you're not 100% sure about, it's giving you some facts, and you think, I wonder if that's true. Paste it into here and say, can you fact check this for me? Because it's more up to date, and I've managed to weed out a few incorrect facts that I've been given, and so I think that's a bonus. There's no adverts with Perplexity either, so and it gives you a direct answer without you having to, with Google it gives you a list of websites and you've got to start going through those websites to see. Although Google are changing that, but so why trees? Why trees are not green, are they? They're brown. The leaves are green, but it seems to have ignored my little, and it knows what I mean. So, and it just gives you the direct answer. It gives you the references to the places where it's been. It gives you some related questions, and it gives you the opportunity to search for images, videos, and there. So I've got Perplexity as my default search engine on Chrome. And if I do want to go to Google, I can just type in Google, can't I? So I think it's definitely a time saver. And
It's free as well, isn't it? Unless you've got the
yeah,
premium one, I think.
yeah, you can get the premium one, but when you use, for me, the premium one is mainly used if you're using the AI side of things. You can create blogs and things like that in the same way that you do with ChatGPT. So or Gemini, because I've lost my there it is. I'm a bit stuck here at the moment because I've got there. It's okay. The top of my bar was tucked behind the other one. There's Tanya, you said you were using ChatGPT. You can use Gemini, is Google's version. It's gemini.google.com. It's got a it's kind of ranked generally lower than ChatGPT and Claude, which is another one. but it is great for creating content, and it's like emails and social media posts. You get quite a lot of interactions for free. The paid for version is 16 quid a month. No, it's not. It's 18.99 now. But it includes 2 terabytes of storage because you get a Google, what they call a Google One account. You get you get different models. I don't know. There are different every AI has got different models. You get the Flash is the free version, and everyday version if you like. But they have Gemini Advanced, which is a supposedly a better. Do you know what I mean by model? The model is just a version of their chat interface that's been trained differently. So it's had different. It's been trained on certain data, and it's been trained with certain logic. So a more highly trained version may be a bit slower, but it goes through different logic processes. I think that's right. The other one is Claude. But those are the big 3 ones. You've got Google, you've got Claude, and you've got OpenAI's ChatGPT. But Claude.ai again, because it's quite handy if you. It may just be personal preference, but also sometimes I run out of free chats. So if you do that, you can just switch to Claude or Gemini and just carry on. Depends what you're doing. But there's but you use them all in the same way. It's just a matter of keying in your query, and it's all about your prompt as well. It's all about what you key in. Place my prompt. But when you so this is ChatGPT. Have you used the GPTs at all, Tanya?
I tried. I don't think I was very successful. It didn't. What I would really like, and I've put it into the chat, is something that can give me bulk animations or videos for content.
Right. Okay. It's well. So you want okay, so it's animation videos. You could go through here. The trouble is with the so we could quite often the GPTs will just take you to a different website. So I've just keyed in animations. There's a whole load of sort of animation generators here. They're not that great at the moment. It has to be said. It's something I would expect as the year goes on to get better. Is it like cartoon animations, or are you looking for?
Yeah, I think because I'd love to create content for primary school children, and that's what they would like is like Pixar style animation. If I could do like phonics videos.
All right. Okay. Well, let's look into that this week, and next week we'll do some, because I think that's quite an interesting topic. There's you see, it's they use DALL-E 3 and things, cartoon animations, and they're not
They're not brilliantly consistent, are they?
no. It's created an enormous prompt. So it's um so it's okay.
How did you get it to create the prompt?
I just clicked on it's on the GPT. So I clicked on here, explore GPTs on the left here, and
Yeah.
then it's I clicked on the GPT I clicked on was cartoon animations, and it seems to have okay. Now it says it's
Giving up on you.
it's created the detailed prompt. Now it says it's creating your stunning Disney Pixar style 8K images. Please wait a moment. But
So it
it has
created its own prompt?
yes, it's created its own prompt. Obviously, you could copy and paste that prompt, and the more detailed your prompt, the better the result you're going to get. But this hasn't done it, so that's the trouble with a lot of GPTs. A lot of them are maybe a little bit older, and sometimes they just don't work. This hasn't worked. You could, but we'll have a look into that this week because it's not something it's not something I've sort of dug out. So it's but this is
yeah,
because you can edit that, and you can either edit it or you can get the picture of it. It is quite detailed. It just hasn't done it. So and I don't see how it can using DALL-E 3, which is what it says it does.
But those are pictures. They're not videos, are they?
No, but a video is just a series of pictures.
Mm.
It's frames. Frames are the pictures that make up the video. That's what Sora uses. So
Yeah.
Sora, when it's creating videos, uses DALL-E 3 or hopefully DALL-E 4 to actually create the individual frames. So you'll have 24 frames in a second. So it's got to create 24 images
Okay.
per second. So that's why it probably takes a lot of time.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think as David says, we are a long way off getting animations right, aren't we?
yeah, yeah. All the ones I've used in the past have not been great. You know, there's always something wrong with them. So I was the one I did on here. We were creating like a toy giraffe walking across a desk, and it didn't. It just stood there for about 5 seconds, and then at the end of the video, it was a little tiny giraffe appeared on the right hand side of the desk, the same one facing the other way, but just a lot smaller. And that at the very last second, it did that. It just shot across the desk, you know. So
Do you remember I think, well, obviously it was last year now. We were looking at a program, and I think it was called Lava Labs or something like that, where you could upload a photo, a static photo, obviously, and
yeah,
then you could get it animated, like make this photo dance
yeah,
or have
yeah.
but
Was it Luma?
Luma, was it Luma Labs? So that's sort of, I thought I was quite impressed with what it could do. I mean, the results
Yeah,
were
yeah, because you could
not
upload
brilliant.
an image of the Niagara Falls with the boat at the bottom made of the
Yeah.
mist, and then you just ran it through, and you got 5 seconds of video of the actual water moving and the boat bobbing around in the water. But that's not really. It's kind of animating a photograph, which
Mm,
there are a few things around, but it's not the same thing as generating your
mm, yeah.
cartoon, if you like, to demonstrate a particular lesson. But it's a good. I can see that would definitely be a bonus. But we'll have a look at that this week, because it is because they're pretty. I mean, they're pretty good for social media posts as well. But I don't think it's like I say, I don't think we're actually at the. Maybe there's something around for people with very deep pockets, but there's nothing around at our level at the moment. I don't think. Certainly haven't seen anything. Um, like have you seen the Sora images of like the mammoth walking across the snow or the tundra? I mean, they like 5 second shots, and they were brought out. They're obviously the best that OpenAI had at the time, but that's what we. I think you can get hold of it, can't you? There was a guy in India who seemed to be playing around with it, and he
Yeah,
hadn't.
it's because it's available in India. The
Right,
reason it's not available in the UK and the EU is because of GDPR.
right, okay,
Don't ask me why. If you want to share the screen and bring up Sora.com, there's a whole pile of videos on that page.
okay, okay. Um,
They're all pretty good. Some of them are a bit longer as well.
yeah, yeah. So
Sora.com.
I think the problem is video is so intensive in terms of what it needs to do to generate this stuff.
yeah,
I can only imagine that you will get some people who buy into the API or whatever a certain amount, and then they charge tokens for individual people to create videos they want to create.
mm,
Well, I'll definitely when we've got access to Sora through the API, I'll definitely be integrating it into your PCM's AI tools.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because that's yeah, because they're very. I mean, and obviously at the moment they're very short as well, aren't they? They're just a few seconds long, and this is using, the best in the world probably. You're talking about in terms of technology. Although there is a Chinese version out as well, but none of them are. I like him. I can see that with a bit of music in the background.
So these can be used for content.
um,
Are they copyright free?
um,
Technically, yes.
So
okay.
if I put it on my YouTube channel, and if God willing, it ends up being like going viral and I get money from it, that's
Only if you
fine.
produced it, only if you created it.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you
I
if you
mean,
took one of these videos and put it on a video of your own and made money from it, that's getting into a grey area because you didn't
Okay.
produce that video. If you produced it yourself, then yes, it's yours.
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Do these videos allow you to download it and then amend it? So change images and things, and
No,
then no, it doesn't.
no.
I don't think you can even download it
Oh, okay.
with the looks of.
You can if you look at the underlying code, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
If you look at the page
it's
source, that you
yeah,
may get access to the video. Yeah, but you'll see millions of versions of these on YouTube, I imagine.
yeah.
I mean, there's so it's so it's
So
there.
remember, with AI, the copyright belongs to you if you create it.
Yeah,
That's the key thing.
Okay.
and there's so it's yeah, because I mean, there are some good there's better and better stuff producing static images. So maybe if you're making a kid's video is to produce a voiceover with static images,
Yeah, just do leave it up for 10 seconds while you talk over it, and then switch to another one. You know, you can do it that way.
and you can use something like Canva to do that. Um, uh,
Consistency is the issue still.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's creating images. Yeah, exactly. Creating 5 images or 6 images that are the similarities. If you're using different, if you're telling a story and each image is the same, if you've got the same character all the way through, that's when you need to. But with Canva, you could manipulate like a scene and then just cut out your character and then paste it into every scene. But it's not the same as like the AI, where you just key in a bit of text and it generates it for you. You've actually got to generate it yourself. But yeah, so it's not there yet. Even YouTube videos that I know have been created by people with fairly deep pockets because they get millions of views. They're not using that. So they're just using different scenes and voiceovers. So it's good. I'm gonna stop there for a minute and let Steffi introduce
Ooh,
segment about
yeah. I'm going to talk about the AI features in your PCM. So I'm just going to sort of skip over a few of these things, but I'll talk about them anyway. Let me share that. Let me switch here. Don't worry about the GDPR implications of looking at my data, please. It is a private meeting, so don't worry about it. So this is your PCM. This is the database part, which makes up about a third, maybe probably a quarter. But it's where you actually store and organize all your contacts and decide how it works. I've got a service level that I like. Obviously, I've got a timer on my version. That took this page in its entirety took 1.52 seconds to load. So I've been doing a lot of work on optimization to make it work quicker. None of my other subscribers see that. But if somebody phones me and says, oh, I got a problem with speed, it's taking ages to load, I can test it on mine. And if it's running quickly, it's obviously their internet that's causing it. There is AI in here. It's mostly hidden away in the background for security, because every time the page loads, it does some checks on your IP number to make sure you're not blacklisted. And obviously we've got reCAPTCHA in there as well, that if you fail security for one reason or another, then it actually just logs you out, which is pretty cool. So maybe not logs you out, but maybe logs somebody else out. But, you know, security is pretty tight. We have got a bit of AI in the discovery. So if I'm in the UK, searching in the UK, and I'm looking for an accountant in Aberdeen, just update that, and I hit search, it actually it goes off to Google My Business, pulls a load of information in, and then it will actually analyze those contacts and actually pull them in if they're appropriate. It does things like the AI does things like, is it a mobile number? Is it a landline number? Making that decision. Now, you might think, well, it's easy in the UK because landlines start with 01 and mobiles start with 07. But we can search in other countries as well, you see, and we can search from other countries. So I could be in New Zealand searching in Canada. And apart from the AI putting in the international dialing codes in there, it also needs to know then, is it a mobile number? Is it a landline? And it can actually do that guess for you, which is quite cool. So the discovery tool is cool. At this point, you just click search. It will bring in a whole load of new records. And then you click the socials button, again, AI driven. It goes off to each website. Can it find an email address? Can it find social media channels so you can actually connect to you? The reason we do that is because, you know, you reach out to people in different ways. Some people like the phone, some people like email, some people like to connect with LinkedIn and stuff like that. So your PCM gives you those options. Now, the mailers, you might think, oh, it's just mailing list system. It's, you know, it creates mailers. Here's our HTML mailer, which is pretty cool. You know, it's all there. It's drag and drop. You do what you want with it, which is perfect. But we can actually create mailers using AI. So the AI has created a summary of your PCM. And I can say, I want a follow-up email after a networking event. Create that, please. And the AI goes off and builds that email for me. DSCF is the contact first name. UG is my details as well. So it puts the user's email sig at the bottom of it. And I just hit create. I could have fettled it as well into British English. Why didn't that work? Oh, add this. Yeah, sorry, add this. Don't know my own system. There it is. And then we go into the editor and we make the changes and make it look pretty. So AI is in the mailing list system, AI is in discovery, AI to a certain degree is in the database as well. File system isn't AI, it's just a very simple file system that lets me look at everybody's individual you know, file system, but also I've got an overview as well. I can jump in and out if I want to. Here's the power, the AI system. We can create blogs from text. We can create blogs from URLs, from social media if we wanted to, and images. I'm just going to do blogs from URL. I'm just going to add new, and I'm going to write about easy contact management for small business owners. And I'm going to put in my website address. Okay. And I'm going to say CRM as my key phrase. So that'll appear, that'll be scattered through the place. Here's what David was talking about earlier, your Myers-Briggs. So I'm an int J. I can put a point of view in there if I wanted to. There's all these things I can actually change. Friendly tone. And then I can decide how long I want it to be. This is using ChatGPT 4.0 mini. So I can go short, medium, and long if I wanted to. But I'm going to stick with short. I'm going to click add. There it is. There's an empty blog post. And I'm just going to click create. And this is where I do my hold music. So as it goes, dum, 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 it's working. It's working. It's doing stuff. It is. It's just sitting there and it's working and it's deciding what to write. And eventually it'll come back in 5, 10, 20 seconds. It's what it's done is it's gone off to my website, sucked all the text off it and given it to ChatGPT and said, write a blog post about that. And there you go. There it is. It's actually written a blog post. I don't know what all this garbage is at the end. It's part of the prompt. At this point, I'll just go, all right, it just left some of that in there, and then I'll just update it. You might think it's a bit small. Well, you know, it is on screen. It's not for me, but I will increase the font size a little bit so you can see what's going on. There you go. So it's actually up the font size, and there's a blog post about your PCM and the offers, and it's actually got the words CRM as the key phrase throughout the system. We can create images for it very easily. I can specify my own images, my own what I want it to be, but I can also give it a different style. So today I'm going to go into steampunk. I'm going to have a steampunk image of your PCM. Let's have a best guess. What's it going to create? We don't know. We don't know. This is the beauty of it. At this point, I just let it do its own thing. If it's completely inappropriate, as in it's not right, then I'll just specify my own in the image override section. So we'll do that in a minute. But here we go. It'll come up. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. There we go. Oh, look at that. That's creative. That's copyright me, by the way. And I might think, oh, you know, I'm not really into that. So I'm going to say a laptop displaying a CRM in an English home office shown in winter at sunset. Ooh, why do we do that? Well, you'll see, because I like putting seasonal stuff in. If I'm writing blog posts in winter, it's always got snow in it. If I write it in spring, there's always daffodils and stuff, because I'm a very seasonal kind of person. So we're creating a blog post of a laptop displaying a CRM in an English home office shown in winter at sunset. There you go. Look at that. The nice thing is you don't have to put all the massive prompts in. You just tell it what you want. That's the thing, because I've built the prompts around it. So when you specify what you want, it adds all the rest of the prompt in and then sends it to it as well. But also we've got links, so we can go off and find links appropriate to CRMs, but also audio. I can actually get audio as well. I'm not going to do that because audio is a bit dodgy over Zoom. But we can just get audio and it'll just read out the blog post for you, which is quite cool. What else can we do? We can create images on their own. So, for example, images. Let's have a look at winter countryside. Here's stuff I've been creating. Look at that. How pretty is that? That is a stream wandering through a village in the English countryside shown on a snowy morning in early winter with a white sky and snow falling. That is exactly what I wanted, which I'm really pleased about. And finally, there is lots of other bits and pieces in there. Finally, I'm going to introduce you to David and I's favorite chatbot. This is chat-based. This is Amy. So I've built, I spent a month writing all about your PCM and how do I do this and how do I do that. And here we go. So I'm just going to just reset my conversation because it remembers you. So it's how do I add an image? How do I create an image? And she'll tell you. Da, 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 da. Look at that. Look at that. And of course, when is Steffi's birthday? Because everybody wants to send me a gift. Oh, when's Steffi's birthday? Oh, it's the 22nd of June. And by the way, here's a link to my Amazon wish list. Depends how generous you are. And obviously, you know, you might think, oh, that's, you know, that's fine, but it's the database. How do I do this, Amy? Amy, how do I add a new contact? Oh, hello. Add a new contact. And she'll tell you how to do that as well. So Amy is my first employee. And she's answering 50, 60% of my support calls. which is really cool. And you can just point Amy at your website and she'll use all the content on your website to give answers. Like I said, I spent a month, coding questions and answers and adding them in her. David's using Chatbase as well. He's got his own version. He's got Donald Trump, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah, I'll show you him in a second.
Yeah. So your PCM is great. It's version 2. I built it from the ground up. It's got AI all the way through it, except some of it's quite subtle and hidden, subtle and hidden away. And some of it is a bit more in your face, like Amy and the AI tools there as well. But it's really powerful. It's a fabulous CRM. And if anybody ever wants a demo, then feel free to book one. So let me just show you where that is. Just go to yourpcm.uk and then there you go, book a demo or grab a fully featured free trial of your own.
Ask Amy to book a demo for you, guys.
Or ask Amy to book a demo. Yeah. Go on. Let's do that. Let's ask Amy to do it. Can I book a demo, please? It'll go, come on, make it work, make it work. Yeah, there you go. Phone available slots on the 23rd. Oh, let's have a look at that. Oh, at 4:30, please. And then it just bounces you off to Calendly. Look at that. How cool is that? It's just like the coolest thing in the world. I'm really happy with that. By the way, Calendly can actually integrate with Stripe to take payments when you book the meeting. Yeah, that's quite a clever little tool that I discovered the other day. But
I didn't know that.
yeah, you can integrate it with Stripe and get it to, if it's like a consultancy meeting or a class, Tanya, you could actually get them to pay up front before they book the class.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, because Chatbase is it's 20 quid a month at the moment, isn't it, for the first level, but it's going up to 40 quid on
Yeah. It's $19 a month.
Yeah,
$19 a month for
okay.
2 chatbots. So I've got one back end for Amy Sport and I've got Amy Sales at the front as well.
Do you think that jump is purely because they know people are using it and then get away with charging more or something else?
I think they've had some investment and the investors are demanding better return on investment.
Yeah, and
they want to up the MRR, basically.
They've got more connections.
Average subscriber revenue per month, AS or M. And investors are very big on getting that up as high as you can. So
but there's always going to be people coming in and undercutting with new services that are as close as they can get them, aren't there?
Yeah. No, I agree with them doing it, and it's a standard SaaS playbook thing. As you get a load of people in, and then you just say, right, okay, you're all fine at $19 a month, but everybody who's new, because we've now got a critical mass of users, double the price. It's just standard SaaS.
Yeah. I mean, if you just want a bog standard chatbot, that's just that you just upload data in the form of documents or a website, you can get that for now. I mean, it's still, if you want all the extra features, like sort of booking in your clients and doing other things, then you got to pay.
Yeah, but Chatbase still will run free.
Yeah, it's still a free version.
Yeah, what I do when I was using it, I set up the free version and I activated the auto top up. So when chats ran out, it actually just took like $9 and auto topped it up by 1,000. So you don't need a subscription, but if you want the extra bits.
But like you've written, like as sort of Genevieve, I know you've written your own website, haven't you? You could put that on. You go to chatbase.co, so set up a free account. Use the free account, would be plenty for your website because you're not getting hundreds of users at the moment, and you could have it as a chat. Usually, people can't be bothered to look around your website, so they'll ask the most inane questions. They'll email you and say, what's your phone number, and it's at the bottom of every single bloody page on the website, and they won't do it. I mean, I'm just gonna. We've got time. Let me just. This is my chatbot here. I just did him. It's called the Don. I just did him as a joke, and I haven't taken him off yet. But so but I said do him in the style of Donald Trump, and I created a little image on there, and he talks the same way as Donald Trump. I'm here to help. Nobody helps better than me. What we're going to do today is going to be great. Okay. So what's we say it's not there?
Oops.
Okay. I think I must have a phone number on my contact pages. Okay. For some
Maybe
reason,
say how do I contact David?
it's not working properly. So it's perhaps I
Probably,
could have messed with the database, because it's very possible.
he's changed his way he is since he's become president, isn't he? So
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit now. He's
yeah.
Oh, Amy will give you all sorts of contact details for me. I'm
Yeah.
very surprised she's not handed out directions to my house.
Why contact? Just typing it.
For those with a chatbot, do you find that people use it very much? Because we had one on our site for years, and I don't think there was one inquiry that came through.
You get Chatbase sends you a daily usage PDF
Yeah.
with all the questions, and the reason I have that, I've told it to send it to me, is because I can improve the responses. So I always read them and see if she's given duff answers, and you can go in and you can adjust those answers as well if it's slightly wrong.
I think
it is useful. Mine's getting used. Well, support's getting used every day.
I think it's worth watching competitors, because at some point one of them is going to put that in their site. Exactly what David just said. People can't be asked to search through stuff. They just want to ask a question like they would do in Google or whatever. I think it is going to take over from normal navigation, isn't it, in time? But it's just a case of looking out for who else is doing that and being ready to do something yourself, or even leading the way compared to competitors.
Well, you just key in a question, and then it will just give you the link to the right page on your website, which is which I haven't done with Chatbase. I've done it with I use another system as well, but I just bought that one outright, and then I could create as many chatbots as I like on that. But that's just a simple chatbot thing. But I can improve that. But it's yeah. So I think it's there. Yeah, for sure. So the other thing you can do on your website is accessibility. Are you using WordPress?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Webador.
Okay. There's because with WordPress you can put accessibility plugins on there, and it's just people who need accessibility tools have normally got them anyway, but it's just a Google thing. Google likes having those. Google likes having audio files on blogs apparently, and Google likes. Another answer to that question about chatbots is that Google can mark you up for chatbots as well, because it improves the overall user experience according to Google. So so it can be useful even if it doesn't get overly used. It's for Google marks you on the overall user experience, so having those things that are easily readable. And I haven't done a fraction of what I was going to do today.
Because I took over.
Yeah. Does anybody use Otter?
I don't use it. I don't subscribe to it, but I've used it been on things with it.
Yeah. It can it can listen in on your Zoom calls and give you a transcription afterwards.
Oh, is that Otter AI?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the one that Zoom use? Is it built into it?
I don't know. Maybe it is.
No, it's in the app library, and you can actually add it into Zoom.
Yeah.
I get it as part of my Zoom anyway. I get a transcript.
It comes in as an extra person and just does the transcripting for you with no camera. But it normally just says, "Hi,
Gareth Wax uses a really cool.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one it is though.
It was, doesn't it?
Hmm?
Does it begin with an F?
yeah.
Barley or
me-
something like that.
Let me, because I thought if I was going to have, one, I was going to, just give me a recording. It gives me a recording of the meeting because I had a meeting with him. It gives me a recording of the meeting I had with him, and then it's Fathom.
Fathom, that's it.
Fathom is good. Yeah.
Yeah, it gave me a summary of the meeting. It gave me the takeaways. It's given me links to all the conversation. This is without Gav doing it. It just did it from the conversation, and then it gives you a list of actionable items, the next steps, and you can view the original recording as well. So
Wow. No more minute taking, eh?
no,
Fantastic.
that's right. Yeah. So it's it would be good for boring committee meetings and things, you know. It could
Just-
because the
I
secretary afterwards has to write down, you know, all the minutes and things.
If I was working in corporate, I had to go to lots of meetings. I'd have a T-shirt that says, "This meeting could have been an email."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been using it with
that's right.
clients. I've got clients who won't create case studies for their websites when I want them to. And instead, I get them to sit on something like that and just have a meeting and talk about their clients. And that does the work for them. You then just take that content and turn it into case studies. They'd rather talk than sit down and write.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it's
That's
easier,
Or
isn't
you
it?
could take that transcript, plug it into Gamma app, and have it create a presentation for you.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
yeah. And there's and what was I did this morning? I was talking to somebody earlier, and they wanted they're setting up a probate research business, and I've got a minute. I'll just do it. And this is I was asking for we were talking about business names, you know, because she hasn't got a business name, so I need a cool, jovial business name for probate. So I just keyed this in while I was talking, you know. There's Aaron there, and Legacy Link, all quite good but really boring. Do you quite like the name Legacy? So Legacy Link again, and then I keyed in any funny ones with puns. Air Force One, I thought, and if I was setting one up, that'd be mine. There's heir apparent.
Or Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
the way
Will of Fortune. Yeah. So it's I thought and heir necessities because yeah. So yeah, I thought that was and that was just while I was talking to her about different things, and she liked one of those. She liked Legacy Link, you know, dull but accurate, you know, but didn't want to be too funny, you know. So it's but I would have gone for Air Force One for sure. But I know damn the consequences.
and
But
then you could have put the Donald on there.
yeah, that's right. Anyway, thanks for coming along today. I didn't really get through what I was going to get through, but it's been a fun meeting anyway. We'll definitely have a look at animations for next week and see what there is out there and see what the possibilities are. But I say I suspect there's nothing fantastic, but that there will be things where you can animate a slide and make it move, you know, that's not a problem. It's just getting that animation all the way through to make a cartoon with like a 30-second or a 1 minute cartoon that starts, you've got a starting point and an end point and you key in a prompt. It's I don't think that's going to happen at the moment. But it is something that will happen for sure, but it's at the moment it's a bit more work, I think. So thanks for coming along, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, David.
Have a
Brilliant
great
stuff.
weekend, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.